The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you got to do, make it last.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. 900 and Thursday, Tuesdays, we've been talking professionalized wrestling, no matter how late it is sometimes. It is late. We are after both NXT and AEW on Title Tuesday, or Don't Get Any Sleep Tuesday for podcasters that happen to do a podcast on Tuesday, because it seems like the safe night, because you can just deal with NXT, I guess. But apparently not. Oh, this counter programming. But with me is my own personal counter program. The Riz is with us.
Wasn't I like a part-time buddy with you last week?
Last week? Why are you a part-time
Or
buddy?
a semi-buddy?
Semi-buddy? What are you talking about?
Is this like your new thing with me now, Sorg?
What?
It's like
I mean, I was
like a
going to start with the
weird
Wrestle Buddy
backhand.
thing from Detroit or Ann Arbor when I was up there, and it was just the two of us. Just the two of us.
You mean
And
that
a
guy right
creepy
there?
Hogan on the side. Just the 3.5-ish of us. Yeah.
He looks sad over there.
He does look very sad over there.
He looks really sad, but he deserves it. Okay.
He deserves it. Riz, I'm also Hulk Hogan-ing a little bit tonight. This is the mug I grabbed. So, but it's also in the back of my head because my friends from Exodus were down at this. So he not only has a beach shop, there's a restaurant now too, because those always do well. And I was sad to see last time I was down there. This was back in March. Was that back in March? Yeah, it had to have been. No, I think it was a year before actually. Where was I at? He's got the thing. Bushwhacker Luke's gym was not there last time I was there. God, this might have been within the last 2 years. I could be pulling this together because I went to the Orlando one this year. So, anyways,
We have a new guy.
We have a new guy. What?
We have a new person right over here, Sorg.
Where are you looking at?
We have a new person.
Over
It
here.
just came
Oh,
forward.
that
Right
doesn't
here.
make any
It's right
sense. There he is. Dave Potter is here of the iPhoneography podcast and awesome cast contributor.
Glad to be here. And yes, more coffee.
More coffee indeed for all the wrestles. So we're gonna get to. So I guess I don't think this was not a I mean, the only reason this was a title Tuesday because the NHL was kicking off on TBS this week, right? And the Penguins are playing us of all things. So, so this was I don't feel like a coincidental counter program, if you will. Even the fact that they started at 9:00 instead of 8:00. Of course, we're talking about AEW going up against NXT in their second week on the CW. And I had to figure out how to watch that live tonight, because my usual means didn't work. So I had to go sign up for a trial of YouTube TV. By the way, apparently they'll give you a free trial for 5 days anytime you want. So like the 3 times a year that I need to watch something live that I can't on any of the services I already have, I'm already signed up for. Yeah, there you go. That works. It works pretty well. So usually a local is the problem. So 11:15 Eastern time. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's like 4:00 there, so whatever. I've been making fun of West Coasters all night because we had some friends on Awesome Cast here from San Diego. But anyways. But I mean, let's presume that Twitter may just do something and call this a Tuesday night war. Who won, in your opinion, tonight? If we're going with those eyes, and I believe, let me asterisk this a little bit because I've been hearing about how some people talk about one promotion or another in the last week or so, which also is kind of the way people talk about Joker too. So the asterisk is, I think most of us here enjoy both programs to some regard to begin with, correct? Mm-hmm. So because I want to say that before we take our poll here. Riz, you were about to say something.
Fans.
The fans! There's so much wrestling! Yay!
Can I do the cop out answer and say the fans?
And now we have to figure out what to do on Wednesday. Riz, you want to go play games tomorrow?
Maybe.
I don't have wrestling to watch.
Yeah.
I'll have to see.
We'll see. All right. We'll see what happens there. Do you have a real answer other than your cop out answer? Or are you going, I hope both wrestlers had fun?
Honestly,
I hope both promotions had fun.
Kind of, yeah. Like, we know ratings kind of don't mean anything.
No.
Right?
Until you need to say that they mean something so you can get a new TV deal.
Yeah, until you say they mean something. But
let's talk about the game. Okay.
But in reality, it's not. Like, now we live in the streaming age where we save it on our DVR. We do
despite the
else.
Fact that the CW is on over-the-air network right now.
Yeah, but like you can save it on your DVR, watch it later.
Yeah,
you can do something else and watch both programs while you're at work at home. You can do all this stuff and be like, oh yeah, it's back here now. So, like, it doesn't mean much to the fans of what show you're going to watch because you're going to watch both shows if you want it.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something good.
But it is a little bit of who it tracks, though. It is like an opportunity for AEW to get fans don't usually follow them on Wednesdays for whatever reason, so that might be a thing. I mean, I remember the days before DVRs or when they were just starting or had a tape recorder of, oh man, I'm not watching SmackDown for an entire quarter because I have class, right? Or, oh, I always work Wednesdays or nights or something at my shift or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. There's that world, as well about just, it is actually like gives, you have people that need to follow over, but now it's like, hey, maybe some people are going to follow you from Tuesdays, that are usually watching Big Bang Theory, repeats at 9:00 on a Tuesday night, or something like that. So I mean, the strategy's still there, So there is no collision this week. Thank God. Last time I tried to do collision during a pay-per-view, it was so bad. It was just like I mean, as in it might as well have been Ring of Honor, which I enjoy in its own way. But man, so anywho. Dave,
I'll say this.
Okay, Dave, what's your?
I must say, AEW didn't do anything that would have turned off any WWE people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If they would have came out with Moxley coming out and within 10 seconds had complete blood all over his face like they were doing not too long ago.
Sure.
You get the NXT crowd, which is not used to that type of wrestling. Which is a different type of wrestling.
Okay, let's not pretend that the NXT are in a vacuum.
No. What I'm saying though is if you look at the crowd, there's almost never blood on NXT.
Sure.
And for
definitely
AEW,
and definitely not now.
No. And yeah, especially on broadcast, where AEW a month or two ago had blood every week. It was a little more violent. And you may get people who are used to, it's similar to the, people are used to seeing one thing all the time.
Sure.
And they're like, oh, I'll check out this other thing. You're like, oh, this is completely different. They may either have the reaction of, hey, this is completely different. This is something I want to see. Or this is completely different. I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
So, did they on purpose say, hey, if we're going to have anyone cross over, but let's put our own spin out, but let's make sure.
I don't know. I feel like this is the night where you actually put on a much different show, and show them what you got. I mean, what did we get in our first hour that was quote unquote counter programming? If you were channel flipping, you had the Orton match up against the 4-way women's match. You had what was in the first half of that? We had the tag match,
tag team, which was
against the Luchadors, I think, were happening on the other channel. So so there was just like, hey, this is what we do, and you did have appearances. You had Switchblade, you had some other people. Christian popped up.
Mercedes,
Mercedes pop up.
Background.
Hey, remember this person? Because there's some people live in maybe a WWE vacuum and don't know that Sasha Banks is back somewhere.
And NXT kind of wanted to do something when they had the very first like the big match of a title change.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, we're gonna do this now.
And I didn't really see much of the first half of the show, unfortunately, first 45 minutes, because I was still wrapping the other show at the time. But it generally, it was a good vibe. I mean, actually, still putting on a very very good show. And honestly, with the new change, I was kind of waiting for this change up to happen to give them their chance. I feel like there's a reinvigoration. Of course, we'll see. I don't know if I think they're back to the normal shooting schedule next week, because I don't think I've seen anything on WWE tickets for anything past the St. Louis show. So, what is that going to do for that vibe on the network when we get to that kind of idea, right? So, I don't see them on the calendar at all for NXT. So, other than the Halloween Havoc coming up here in Hershey, PA, in 2 weekends. So, I think we're just back to business as normal. We had our Randy Orton appearance, we had our CM Punk appearance, we had the Women's Champions appearance. So now we're back to what is NXT going to be for everybody that's not getting called up right now.
Yeah.
So what else stuck out from there? So you said big title match, Obafemi dropping to Tony D'Angelo, which is just right on vibe because I've been playing Mafia lately. So, but very, very much on the same page. But what else stuck out for you for NXT then? Was it Sexy Red?
Definitely not Sexy Red.
Not Sexy Red. No.
I mean, I appreciate what they're doing with like the because she is from St. Louis and it's like a big moment, like a big show.
Yeah.
It did kind of make me turn over to
and I know she got interrupted, but like they were still like, okay, here we go. I call it the P Diddy effect at WrestleMania 29. Oh shit, I can't use that anymore.
You shouldn't use that.
Okay.
No,
because that means something completely different now. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not the.
Listen, at WrestleMania 29,
definitely not the P Diddy.
It meant it's time to go to the bathroom because you've been sitting here in the cold all night. So I always go to the cold WrestleManias. What's up with that? Anyways, Vegas will not be the case.
I mean, the tag title match was pretty cool. Like it was a weird like double hint at both teams breaking off.
They break off and just switch partners. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
But it was still an entertaining match. like you said, the Randy Orton stuff was good. Uh, I believe, and I think Dave said this before, that Jay Uso was also there.
Yeah, yeah, in the very beginning to open up.
I saw him come in.
So
'Cause,
they
you know,
definitely were bringing people, return and kind of giving a rub to Trick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Both being in the ring at the same time, no issue between them.
Mm-hmm.
Just recognizing each other. So that makes a big deal.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I know people have like some issue with that, like, oh, he should be on such and such, but yeah, it's fine. Like you don't need like all going for 2 hours is happening,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and it you brought this up early on in the show, Sorg, that the reaction to Raw going 2 hours to 3 hours, or 3 hours to 2 hours, I mean, was was what it looked like from the outsider perspective of Joker and Joker 2. Like it was nonstop. Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
This is stupid. Where's my other hour? Why
Mm-hmm.
are they not doing all of these storylines that they say they
Listen,
have?
the wrestling people haven't had anything to rage about for like 30 seconds, so
Mhm.
we got to create something out of that apparently. So, but yeah, and that's God. I'm in my I can't read, and the worst thing for me right now is you flip through Instagram where I think I'm safe from opinions.
Nope.
But Threads is integrated now, and I'm
Yep.
like, oh, what's this? And it's just so fucking clickbait, and I tend to click on it more, and the tweets are not the posts on Threads are not bad as the crud that I see on Twitter, which I have okay, my personal feed is mostly curated on Twitter, and I don't see the cesspool as much as other people do. But my other accounts are not. So when I'm going in and doing work as for Mayhem Show, for Indie, for Awesome Guys, like it all pops up kind of thing. So
Mhm.
it's like, okay, But anyway, so there's that. We've had that tonight. We're hearing Tina's in saying Tina, who's just still having dinner. I always joke that she's just at dinner time, but I'm realizing she's actually at a late dinner time right now. So the joke still works, I guess. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, she was saying AEW wins by a very slim margin tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
I was more, and as somebody who does not like, I have been very critical of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I was more, I was more focused on AEW.
Sure.
Easy.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. When the Randy Orton thing is a nice pop for the general audience, but that's not terribly exciting for us. I think that's where you start losing something like that. So I was like, no, I'm here for NXT. I'm not here for all these other guys. But you also understand they're trying to bring people to it. So right.
And it's not even like a war type thing. It's not like, oh, AEW has my attention now. Blah 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 blah. They both have my attention.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
WWE and
Absolutely.
AEW are the thing.
We're excited for Wrestle Dream. We're excited for Halloween Havoc. Okay, so let's go. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's fucking go, guys.
Let's fucking go.
No, I just because of all the wrestling tonight,
Mm-hmm.
I had to do a quick reminder of what NXT had on it, because it isn't just that you can't really do 3 hours of wrestling tonight, even though it was a 3 hour period. It was 2 hours, 2 hours, and the overlap where you kind of flip back and forth. But there was only 4 matches on NXT
That says something.
in 2 hours, which is, well, not only that, but it was a lot of, like Tina mentioned, there was only one women's match tonight, but there were only 4 matches as whole, and there was a woman segment that took a lot of time. So, but they were really light on the wrestling, and the wrestling itself, you had the 6-woman match. So you had 2 people from the main roster. Let me go back here. You had the North American Championship. You got 2 NXT people there. The Tag Team Championship was, half the other one team was from main roster, and then you had the Randy versus Devon Evans. So it was kind of a
with everything. Like, and I understand you're introducing everybody to NXT, and there has been more people. There have been more people from main roster showing up, just generally. So. That does say a lot, doesn't it? That does say a lot to, like, are people going to tune into this? We have to make a big splash. And is it an old rule book? Is that what's happening? We had DX last week. We had, CM Punk show up. So one of the women showed up too, didn't they? That's escaping me right now. So so you had like, hey, this is a WWE show. We're doing the handoff. We're doing the, hey, come here. Hey, Jey Uso's on here on a Tuesday. Hey, check out my boy Trick. Don't he look cool? Tune in next week to see what he does. Like that's what they're doing.
And I mean, we're not even talking about the one good thing about that happened on the other good thing that happened on NXT that we kind of glossed over is that women's segment, which had, 4 of the top women in NXT, if not, and one of them hasn't even wrestled, or 2 of them one of them haven't even wrestled yet.
Yeah,
like Stephanie Vacure. Yeah, I said it right. It like just having that essence of just knowing that, hey, there's going to be some great matches in NXT.
Again, it was on the side. You got Julia, you got Vancouver. I didn't even know that was her because, again, I was finishing up some other stuff, but I saw that the women were out there, but nothing kind of stuck out because I hadn't seen what she's going to look like here. I completely missed that, and I'm very excited about that. I haven't seen her wrestle a few times. That's going to be one of those low key, like, where the fuck did this person come from kind of things. Like Julia, I think, is going to be for a lot of WWE people too.
And also Booker T talking about Roxanne Perez's, was it Roxanne? Yeah, Roxanne was, when she came out, was amazing. And having who's the guy with Booker? I forget what his name is.
Nick Joseph.
No.
Nick Joseph, yes.
Nick Joseph, yeah.
So Nick, they were talking, Booker T was going off and telling Nick to stand up, and Nick pointed out, hey, Booker, you're not even standing up. So you're not even doing it. Like, the camera is seeing you not stand up.
By the way, Riz, just because in case it's Vic, not Vic.
Vic.
And they gave you a last name you could pronounce because his original last name we had a lot of trouble with when we worked with Rick Trava. Oh, I'm glad I'm not doing the Chiron. Okay, moving on.
It's Joseph.
Yes. Anyways, where are we at? Let's take a quick break and thank our friends at Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. I think some people were tuning into the stream. The Patreon stream started a little early. You got our transition tonight between the watch along to go into this. But anyways, thank you everybody that is supporting us on the Patreon. Probably no extra Patreon this week because we're really tired and trying to do even a short version of this show. So notice we're going to get to this stuff real quick. But thank you to our friends that are following, that are supporting the show. Some of the long-time followers, including Bo Diggity, as well as Team Hammer Fist, the Tupac family, via Leah now, by the way, and Bubba Brewer of the Triple B Experience podcast and APWF, and Jason French at the Poppy Club level. By the way, Poppy has a new series coming out on some new streamer that I'm probably not going to pay for. But as soon as it gets on Netflix, when that thing goes out in flames, the platform, not her series, I'll watch it. Anyways, the Poppy Club level, Dave Profbot Modder of the iPhoneography podcast, and the rats in a trench coat, Tony Kincaid, and the Riz at the Pizza Club level, and the manager level, Bradley. Thank you, everybody, supporting the show at patreon.com.
Wait.
Say that. What are you?
Say it again.
I said Bradley.
Oh, wait, there we go.
There we go.
There you go.
Your chair's blocking a little bit.
You're showing your chair logo like AEW.
Getting the good part.
Oh. Hey, tell me if this looks better this week, by the way, because I changed cameras. I upgraded. Well,
that's better.
Yeah. Anyways, this past weekend was Bad Blood. And you could have watched the first hour and been okay, for the most part there. Literally, though, that Hell in a Cell was amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably one of the best Hell in a
It
Cell
was.
matches.
And I think it's because...
If not the best.
What was it? Somebody was like, we finally got redeemed for the disqualification at Hell in a Cell in 2019.
The big red cage with the funny sledgehammer that looks like that was a giant mallet.
Was that the disqualification?
Oh no, the disqualification was, I believe, a steel chair. Like during all that, it was just him hitting it. It was just Seth hitting him with a steel chair. It was a steel chair and a sledgehammer.
Okay.
Like an actual sledgehammer.
Okay. Yeah, we can throw people off this thing. We can do all kinds of other stuff. We can light some stuff on fire, but we can't actually attempt to smash his head with a sledgehammer.
And by the way, Bray was undead at the time.
It was undead Bray?
It was the undead, like, fiend Bray
the
Wyatt.
fiend. Yeah, just the general fiend. He wasn't like post-burnt. Post-crispy, if you will. No, that was very good. I love the use of the beads. I love the referee not reading the room, trying to give him a white towel for all the blood and getting shoved away. Because then you're in my fucking shot, dude. So, and I understand you have to get wiped off thing. Like that can be. That can actually, I know people are getting kind of mad about it. I think the crowd was, and people, Drew obviously was. I think there is like a health thing you can say in sports, you don't let the boxers with a running blood thing happen when they go back in. So that does actually feel more true to, let's even say, MMA, since I guess we are very associated with it now. So I understand, like, oh no, they just let them bleed. It's like, no, that actually is kind of a problem, right?
Yeah.
And it makes, like, the mat look more like a horror show. Been at those shows. I think that was fun. I think it added to it. What did it say? 16 staples? 16 staples for Drew, I believe. We were wondering if that was like a hard way, because the way he was bleeding was pretty crazy.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So, like, from the middle of his head and everything like that. So, and again, you haven't done a lot of blood for a lot of things in a while at WWE. So this really added to it. And God, what an ender that is, right?
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So, did we lead in? I know Punk was on Monday. Oh, that's right. He handed it off to Seth. That's right, because I remember somebody Drew was not involved on Monday at all. So that's good.
No.
He definitely needs some cool off after that.
Yeah.
So, because I know whatever you transition him into, you need a minute, I think. So we'll see what happens there. See if he's going to Saudi or something like that. We'll get to that in a moment. Don't sorry, I don't want to jump on that yet. So from there, we obviously and I don't think the matches weren't terrible. It just wasn't like, Nia matches kill a show, man.
Yeah.
That is the biggest. Like, they've been so tight on so much of the other shows, and so much of the shows in general. And I don't know what, I at least in our circles, we can't, like, it slows the show down for us. I get what they're trying to do, but seeing Nia against Bayley and Naomi all the damn time is just kind of, I'm done with it, man. Like. And we've been doing this since Mania. Yeah, we've been doing this since Mania. Have we? No, Bayley won the belt at Mania. That's right. Since Money in the Bank, I guess. And
it just felt that. It just felt that.
Queen of the Ring. Yeah, it feels like forever.
Yeah.
And just like Nia's fine. Like, Nia's a perfectly adequate talent. Okay, I understand her being, because she's like the big Andre, for people. They're literally doing that in the Yokozuna spots and stuff, which actually makes sense because the family lineage. And I think they did reference that at some point when she started doing it. Excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of the killer for me. I did enjoy the Shark Cage match.
That was fun.
With Dom. I thought we had a lot of fun with that. When we turned him into Pinata. I'm sure I just said something else in Spanish that's much worse. That was fun. I love they were playing that up, and I mean it's a classic thing, and they did something fun with it. Although I don't know how he unlocked the door since he was laying on the floor the entire time.
I don't know how he locked the door, and also how they got the. I didn't see them like handcuff his like put him in shackles
Mm-hmm.
His ankle.
on his ankle.
Is that what that was supposed to be? I actually didn't translate
Yeah.
what he was hanging from.
He was hanging from like a handcuff on his leg.
Okay.
Yeah, because you heard the metal clang.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So something was hanging
That could
there.
have been anything. So, yeah, he must have been set up for that the entire time, because I can't imagine he set that up himself. They must have had somebody in the security or referees that like was a
when they were
stunt-
getting
like
him
a
in.
like a stunt setup person or something like that, or maybe he's got some kind of mechanism on his leg that just kind of hooked in and just worked and supported it, because you can't just do the hang spot without.
No.
Like you'll snap, especially like he fell
He
straight
fell.
out. and
Like I
got
heard, I
snapped
saw
on
it
him.
just
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
nasty. So there's got to be some support on that leg. There's no way that they they do that. But yeah, that was fun. Raquel Rodriguez. That's the
did
the
they
current name.
change her
for her.
name back?
Did they? Wait, did they?
Did they
'Cause I
say
thought it was
Gonzalez
Gon-
or Rodriguez?
That was
I
Rodriguez.
thought it was Rodriguez. Because I thought she came back like when she came to WWE, it was Gonzalez, and when she left, it was, or when she left NXT, it was Rodriguez, right? Or am I? Or am I just messing-
her birth name is Victoria Gonzalez. Okay.
And if you look at her Wikipedia page, there's a picture of her from 2016,
Oh my God! Yes, this is
where she does not look a thing. Yeah,
not
she doesn't look
even a little bit.
Nope.
Holy
Somebody
crap.
needs to
Look
update
at that
like-
baby. Well, you got to find open source pictures, and that can be really hard when they've been in WWE for years, right?
yeah.
So
She's only 33 now, so that was
Mhm.
8 years ago.
Hmm.
25.
So she
for her.
was in NXT. She was actually wrong way. NXT. She was Gonzalez, and she's been Rodriguez, I believe, since she came up to WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, new ring
in
name Rodriguez.
22
So this
main
is where she's
roster,
at.
yeah.
So no, I think they're just switching that up since it was a birth name kind of thing. You know, that classic WWE own shit. I don't know. It's still give and take, right? Like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's wild. Like Dragon Lee came right in, right? With that name. So hey, it's the most recent that I remember, at least. Ethan Page, which maybe his name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it? But I guess, you know, if they got a brand already you can take with. Anything else from Bad Blood? Again, mostly like it was fine. Again, I thought it was very good. I thought your marquee stuff was very good. Again, that main event was like, I think I said that, I was like, we're not here for this wrestling match. We're here for the implications
here
of
for
this
the thing that
wrestling match
happens at the end.
afterwards. We're
Yeah.
here for the last 5 minutes of this wrestling match and what it means for Monday Night Raw. You know?
Because you know it's gonna be like a cluster.
Yeah, which is and let me put a pin in that for a moment, because I think I want to do an AEW versus WWE spot on that.
Mhm.
But what we did get the return of Jimmy Uso. We did get the return of The Rock. We did get a relative respect spot between. I love Jimmy reminding Roman about his promise to watch his back when Cody was getting attacked. That was a nice bit.
So
Hmm.
I got something about that.
Okay.
Like he waited. Roman waited. And he didn't like. It wasn't like, oh yeah, he's getting attacked and all that stuff. No, he waited for Cody to get beat up before he did the thing. Kind of like kind of the opposite of what he did at WrestleMania, where or not WrestleMania, SummerSlam, when he came out. Like, because Cody did a move, did the move, and everybody was out, and then he came out. But now he waited for Cody to get attacked, and like waited a few seconds after he
But also, he
got
was like
attacked.
conflicted. He's like, "This isn't my problem
Yeah.
anymore," and
Yeah,
Jimmy's
he's
like,
not
"No."
his problem.
Jimmy's
It's
like, "No,
over.
your problem." No, that was more him. I thought that was just more him processing, right? The thing he didn't want to do but promised he would do. So
Did he
Or
promise?
Roman?
Did he promise that? Like,
he
back,
promised
like,
that he was going to watch his back at Bad
during
Blood
the match.
And yeah, you can. I think there's probably some fuzzy. You're right,
That-
but
that's where the thinking was. You know,
The
like you
gray
said,
area.
Roman's like, look, match is over.
yeah. And then
I had your
Like,
back.
my
during the
job
match,
is
but
and
this-
Jimmy's
this
like,
ain't me
no,
anymore."
you said you'd have his back. You
Yeah.
should still have his back. I think Jimmy was implying the stretch. If you want to go that deep with this, and I love this is the kind of story that's happening for this. Again, don't give a shit about the match that happened bell to bell, but this is what we're here for: is the drama that happens around it. But remember that for later in the show. Yeah, so that's it. And then The Rock is just to say, "Hey, I'm back. I got something to say about this whole situation. See you on Friday on USA Network." So
His
I would
promo,
presume.
like his Instagram like segment.
Oh, I did hear about this. What happened with that? Give me
Oh.
the Cliff's notes on that.
So he just started talking about how he saw things weren't good. He the things that he saw weren't good. He's back. Blah 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 blah. And then he went to his car and started like, I guess he turned like he remote started it, and then started blaring music. What was the song? I forget. Like it was some
hear it.
classic rock song as well, and it was just like, it was a ZZ Top song. Wasn't Legs. That was Stacey Keebler, but it was like what the, like he just starts talking and like he finishes at the end of the song. Like he did his "If You Smell What the Rock Is Cooking" at the end of the song. And then it started playing again, which was funny because he was just sitting there. But like, honestly, I don't know what he said because he kept repeating it. He saw something, but he saw things that he didn't like in the ring. He saw things that he wasn't going to do. Blah blah blah. And he's everybody's boss. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it just was one of those things where it was a Rock promo.
Yeah, and it needed
was
to
a
be kind of
rambling Rock promo.
kind of like not give the story away for what we're gonna do next
Yeah.
for his next thing.
Yeah,
so
and
you're
he
not giving
also
away.
said everyone's asking, you know, what am I back? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I upset? Well, you'll find out.
You'll find
when
out
I
when the
tell
Rock
you,
tells
when,
you to
yeah,
find out.
you'll find out when I let you know when it's.
See
time
you
to find
Friday
out.
on USA Network.
He
Third
actually didn't say
hour.
that. That's the thing, though. He
That's
never
it's
said.
implied. It's implied. It's
implied,
implied.
But you know what? The one
it's
thing
but
Rock
on
did
the
good-
ad, I think it's even more implied for
Yeah,
SmackDown.
But one thing I thought was hilarious
Mm.
was as Rock's going back there, you know, you can tell he's in heel promo,
Yeah.
but there's a security person working the
Still a
metal
Rock.
detector, and he was like, "Thank you, you're doing a great job."
Because he's the boss.
Yeah,
so
he's like,
And then he
"Doing a
started
good
cutting.
job. Thanks for being here." Okay, now back to talking this stuff.
Yeah, and then he started talking to like the production trucks, like the pictures
Yes.
on the production trucks.
I gotta see this thing. I
Like,
gotta
it
watch
was-
this
it
afterwards.
It's like, oh yeah, Austin,
Maybe I'll do
right there.
Maybe I'll
Yeah,
do I'll do a
Austin,
quick
it
watch
was-
along maybe on Patreon
Yeah,
before
It was
we get out of here.
Austin. It was Dusty.
Yeah. Oh,
And
my
it
hero.
was-
One of
yeah.
my heroes,
Okay,
Dusty Rhodes.
okay, stop giving
Hate
it
his
away.
kid.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna
Love
do
Okay.
him.
that.
His hero. Hate his kid. Yes. Okay. I need to watch this. I'm going to try to do it for Patreon. Okay. For real quick, I want to give a shout out. We got a lot of stuff going on. IndieWrestling.us, Indie Wrestling Network. Again, RWA, the most recent show. APWF coming up here this month. We'll be a part of that. Those releases on there. We got so much going on. RWA next week. Which is going to feature a dog collar match against Super Hentai and HL Supreme, who also
There you go.
resembles
You got it.
Super Hentai.
Yeah.
so-
No. Don't.
resembles. I said resembles. Allegedly. I got to put allegedly in, and I'm safe. So much more happening. We got the back catalog as we're waiting everybody to spin back up. Hey, I know Prospect Pro Wrestling just said they're going on hiatus. I think you'll have a little bit more time to wait on them, but I think you'll be very happy with what's going to be coming back. But you can catch up on all of that. A lot of matches and stuff for free over on our YouTube channel as well. We just started dropping some more samples for our friends at Neo Pro Wrestling. So go there. They got Setting the Standard, I think, was the show that just dropped with Tommy Dreamer on the network and on the memberships for YouTube. And also, these guys are not a part of the network, but I will give a shout out to our friends that Enjoy Wrestling. IndieWrestling.us is a sponsor on the show. We're going to be helping those guys out there and helping get the word out and helping where we can as far as that goes. And happy to be a part of that. And of course, we are sponsoring the Darius Carter against Danhausen match, I believe, which is one that I know I'm excited to see. And then one of the first things, it's actually called, hold on, what's the Enjoy show? I want to make sure. Something Evil.
I think it's Very Evil.
Very Evil, I think, is the name of it. Yeah, so really Very Evil is the name of it. A lot going on there. Of course, like I said, the Darius Carter and Danhausen match. They just actually did recently announced the main event against the Kings of the District for the Enjoy Tag Team Championship. Let's see. I know they have a few more on here. Nope, they're just
there is
just all
there is that. I think there was a ladder match.
There is a ladder match. I'll get to that in a moment.
It's there somewhere.
It's all their poster. The production, Katie Arquette, and who we just posted some more clips of her about Pop Tarts, and Darren Dillinger will be there. There's the Darius Carter Danhausen match with sponsored by match sponsored by very proud sponsor of Enjoy Wrestling in that match there. And then also Mikey Montgomery and Billy Dixon. Mikey Montgomery, if you have not seen this on Enjoy TV, on their YouTube channel, I believe, Mikey Montgomery against MV Young is an amazing freaking match. Definitely worth your time to go check that out. Sunny Kiss against Missing.
Wait, scroll up for a minute.
Whoa.
Going up. Keep going up.
This thing? Oh, it just.
Calyx?
No. This is back in the day.
Oh, that's okay.
They've been posting that picture with each other because I think they haven't seen each other for a while. Here's the ladder match. There's the ladder match.
Friends.
Adriel Noctis, I'm not familiar with. Gianni, now we got the friends of the show circle for the most part. Gianni Michael Rico, Reese Hayes, KC War. By the way, Reese Hayes, happy Black Wrestling Illustrated BWI listing. I don't understand that. I'm hoping there's just another Reese Hayes out there we don't know about. Nick's Wild, Brandon St. James, and not friend of the show, but needs to be soon, Junie Underwood. As a part of this. If you don't know Junie, I believe is a trainee of Speedball Mike Bailey. And he's been very good. Definitely a little more liked at 880 Wrestling lately. And I believe he's a Pyroman and has a cool Batman Beyond tattoo we talked about one time.
And also, Sword, before you finish up, to plug the YouTube for IndieWrestling.us, something that Ruth always asks on Thursday night, is 880 on yet? She's making it appointment wrestling on the same level of Raw, SmackDown, and AEW. Yes.
This is it's the inside baseball segment of the show. Yeah, we've been we keep talking about the future of what we're going to be doing, and there's some changes that are in the works actually for what's happening on Thursday nights here, going into the next year probably. The more and more we look at it, we keep hearing about people. I was told that somewhere in New Jersey there are watch parties for 880 Wrestling on Thursday nights. And this is all speculation. This is all like secondhand and stuff like that. Like, we see the numbers, and the numbers are pretty decent, but it's hard to. There was a great thing that I always, when you're working on social media, and you're like, man, I only got this much, this many people, I only got 50 people to watch this video or to download this podcast or something. And they're like, hey, that's enough people to fill a subway car. It's like, okay, put 50 people in the room and you at the front of it as the presenter. Right? It's hard because it's just a number, and you're like, you see a Mr. Beast size millions of whatever number, and you're like, why am I not that? And there's another discussion there, but it's just always like, hey, hey, I got like 5 people in the chat room right now. Man, I wish I had more people in the chat room. No, you know what?
No.
If I had 5 people
Entertain
in this
those
room
5
right
people.
now, I'd be having a fucking blast, and that's what we're doing on the internet
Yeah.
here for them on the other side.
Like,
So
entertain those 5 people so
Yeah.
they can tell people they know.
if anybody
And then they can
like
be
any
entertained.
fucking pro wrestler that's only a couple years into it, and it's like, man, I'm doing shows in front of 50 people, 100 people. I'm like, you're doing shows something in front of 50 people or 100 people. Holy shit, dude! You were
And with
doing this in
880,
front of
that's
3
happening.
at training. Okay, you could be doing this in front of your fucking dog in the living room. Okay. Like, that's fucking important. So I think that's really important to contextualize that kinds of thing. I can be like, man, I don't have a lot of Patreons. I was like, dude, there's this many people that believe in this show, to keep doing it, and that many people that tune in on Thursday nights for Thursday night fights. There's always discussions like, hey, where are we getting out of this? Like, we got this many people to look at us every week.
Right.
Like, what you do with that, you have to decide. And what we're doing on Tuesdays is having fun with you guys and introducing you to our friends in the wrestling scene that I hope you become fans of. What we're doing on Thursday nights is getting reps for these young kids, getting them in the mix, getting them in front of people, and getting them fucking bookings. There was almost no regulars on Thursday night because they all had gigs on a Thursday night in other states. Like, the trainees could not be booked on their own training show anymore because they're doing so well, right? So that's
Like,
fucking
there's
awesome. That's
like-
fucking awesome.
There's a reason why we saw, like, and I know Zeke has been on, they've been on a roll recently, but like they were on a lot of shows on 880. Do you think that might be like? Do you think that theory of, oh, there's eyes on them, there's eyes on these wrestlers matter? And it matters to everybody. It matters to us. It matters to them. It matters to
the guy in like Argentina or whatever that's doing a song index of wrestler theme songs and wants to make sure that we're involved and keeps asking us whose song is this.
It matters to the people who watch who watch Cage Match. Like who watch those Cage Match numbers.
It is fucking lore on there. Yes, there you go.
Like it's the thing that, like, how many times have we been in 880 and going, hey, and somebody goes, hey, what's your Cage Match rating? What's this? Are you on Cage Match? What's it? Like, it's
Wait, does this happen a lot? I
jokingly.
have not caught a lot of this. You're close to the
It's-
locker room usually.
It's they're saying it jokingly, but
Yeah.
it is one of those things
Yeah,
where
they're
it's
mostly
like,
fucking with Cowpoke Paul, I think. But yeah. So, anyways, that's whatever it is. They had a little inside baseball rant. I want to talk for a moment about there was a point about I made a point earlier, and it kind of struck something in my head about, we talk about the WWE versus AEW wrestling versus story effect, and this is where I think this is a strong argument for AEW in one direction. I just wanted to get out there and off my head and let me know what you guys think about this, because I keep saying this a lot. I keep thinking this a lot. Like, a lot of times you get to the main event of Raw and you're like, I don't care about what they do from bell to bell and their moves and stuff like that. I care about what the drama of the last 5 minutes of this match is going to be, right? Versus, I believe in contrast, you do get the story is, I want to see Ricochet and Ospreay fucking go, right? And you kind of want that more than the thing that happens at the end that leads to the next thing. Absolutely. Listen to that crowd at the end of that one, right? Like, I think that's it. I think, like, we were excited about, like, Riz, you popped up when you realized that Mercedes Moné was about to take on Emi Sakura for a match. And you're here for that fucking match. You're here for bell to bell. And I think that's the
give
difference.
Amy her belt.
Mhm.
Give Amy a belt.
I mean,
Give Amy a belt.
what?
Give Emmy a belt.
Oh, give Emmy a belt for sure.
Yeah.
But resurrect the FTW championship and give it to her.
Yes.
But anyways, so I really do believe like that's and again, please tell me where I'm wrong here. Tell me the last time you watched Raw and really gave a shit starting from the first bell at 10:40 p.m. I know we're talking the old Raw. I'm still adjusting this 2-hour format. You know, at 10:40 p.m. And you were just fucking into it or on DVR and did not skip ahead to the last 5 minutes of the show to see what really is going to fucking happen. Because as great it is to have Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, you're moving on into what's happening in between there, right? It's kind of paint by numbers at this point, and you're not just like, let's go. Like I don't think they're doing bad work. I think it's the framing of what's happening.
That happened recently for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it happened during. If we're talking about Raw, we're talking about like for me, it was anything that had like if we were talking about 10:45 to 11:15, whatever it was, it would have been that Wyatt 6 like match. Like the
yes, because we were like, we want to see how this goes. This is different, and
because you know,
yeah,
everybody in that match deserves a lot. like everybody in that storyline. Yeah, Bo Dallas.
That's what they're there.
Bo, Redbeard, everybody. The Alpha, not Alpha Academy, Team Angle, Team Kurt, Kirk Gable, everybody in that area, that aura deserved something. So that catches my attention of seeing how is Dexter Lumis going to work.
But
how is it kept me involved in that match.
Now I believe if you
that
watch,
was at 11 o'clock.
now I believe this thing happens.
Out.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I do believe on NXT. I think you're more interested in bell to bell because that's what the product is.
Yeah.
You are more interested in that than the thing that gets you to the next thing.
Well,
go ahead, Dave.
I also say this: I normally don't make it to 11.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Work this as a hypothetical.
But I tap out at 10 o'clock.
And then you're perfect on Mondays now.
Yeah, now it's great, but normally it's, well, unless I have the iPhoneography podcast, which starts from 9 and we go to like 10:30.
Available on fine podcast providers.
Thank you. But when there isn't a podcast, it's like, okay, it's 10 o'clock. To quote somebody, I'm old, I'm tired. I work with professionals. I don't work with children, but I'm old and I'm tired. So staying up till 11 o'clock to watch Raw, I'll catch it on TikTok or I'll catch, a highlight video. But like AEW tonight, it was more story than it was bell to bell.
And that wasn't bad. That was not bad.
No,
it was story we're here for. What? Will Ospreay finally had enough of Don Callis and all this stuff? Like what we're doing
I meant
here?
more the was Moxley going to come out?
Oh yeah.
Willer,
Blackpool.
How
Brian.
Claudio was he actually going to go after Willer or was he going to hold back? And so the match wasn't it was the story that was the thing.
But the story unfolds through the entire match too, right? Like there, I feel like that connects a little bit more. I think the closest you have to that is, you guys were watching the tag team match on NXT, and we kind of joked about like, oh, whose partner is going to split off from them first? Dissension all over the place. Like that is actually interesting. That's the story. That's the story of the match is unfolding in the match. We're not having I think that's it. I think it becomes match then story, match then story. It really is like an Attitude Era kind of format. But I just feel like sometimes we get detached, from the rest of the match. Now, when we get to something like SummerSlam, I thought was great. I was hooked on seeing what was going to happen and what's happening next when it comes to like LA Knight, Logan Paul, and a lot of those matches. I was very interested in the ins and outs of what's happening with the Rhea Ripley match with Liv. That turned into the Dominic turn. Like I still enjoyed the match until we got there. And again, it's just the way Bad Blood was kind of set up, and I understand wanting to Rock at the end as the exclamation point on it versus the Hell in a Cell. So you got to put it somewhere, and everybody's dead afterwards. And unfortunately, I think he killed everything after Hell in a Cell. You absolutely did, absolutely. It really was a follow fucking this apparently, kind of thing. So, anyways, any more thoughts before we move on? No.
I mean,
Yes.
there is a time, like, the last few weeks where I did like fall asleep during Raw and then wake up
happened.
during the finale of like Anonymous,
Mhm.
the Anonymous show.
I'm so glad
That's
I don't watch
on
on
Raw.
cable. I'm so glad I wait till it's over and then skip ahead. So, but man, it's a breeze to roll through Raw now. Oh man, my Mondays are so clear.
It's like I just want to point out that because I fell asleep during Raw, I am now hooked on this show, and even though
it
worked,
their plan worked.
even though it is not a better version, there is a better version of this on Dropout.
Okay.
On Dropout TV, if you want to check that out.
All right.
It's called Ratfish. It's an amazing program.
Weirdly, in our AI generated notes for this show, there's just going to be a line that says, "And Riz is really interested into Ratfish and compares it to Anonymous on USA
the Anonymous
Network."
Ratfish.
I really need to make sure I proofread this time. Because then I'm going to bold that line when I find it. So, and now that I've talked about it even more, it's definitely going to be in there. And the AI is going to talk about us talking about the AI doing the show notes. In the show notes. So
what the heck is this show, Sword?
What is this show anymore? I mean, we may be AI already. Who knows? We were glitching earlier. Guys, in the meantime, I had a pizza party by myself because everybody was digital tonight, but that's only for this week. We'll get back to it, I swear. The sites on Broadway, our good friends, New York City style yins are made all over freaking Pittsburgh. But the OG, the original,
more pizza for you, Sword.
Right up the tracks here. Oh, I'm trying to take care of myself here.
But it's called leftovers.
I'm going to eat half a pizza today. But anyways, well, midnight's a new day, isn't it? What am I doing?
Yes, it is.
What am I doing so late? Slice on Broadway. Love those guys. Thank you so much for supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with a perfect pepperoni pizza.
Dave, that was perfect timing on both of their parts.
What?
That was perfect timing.
What was perfect timing?
When you said it's a new day.
Yes,
we
it is.
Both said yes, it is.
Wow, I even. Oh no, I'm crashing, guys. We gotta get out of here. What did we learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that there's a new Kane version.
No, is it Gay Kane? Is that what
it's Kane?
Gain. Effie was saying this is probably CG, but I love it. I think
it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's real.
No, give me Gain.
I'm pretty sure it's just Blue Kane.
Oh yeah.
But they just change it, but it's fine. So now we have original Kane, corporate Kane.
I love this is gonna be. I feel like they just made this to fuck with people on the internet.
Oh no, they did.
But but this just this one, like, just with no context, Kane is gay.
Yes.
Yep. Let's go.
Is Kane gay? Insane wrestling facts. What? And I like how the next one has. Go back to that, Sword. Go back to that for a minute.
No. Are you talking about this one on the left, or
the Photoshop one?
Yeah. I almost pulled this one up. I love the Photoshop. That's a
nice job.
I mean, it's okay.
It reminds
down
me
here.
of the Green Kane.
So
the Mandela effect of Green Kane.
It's Kane from the Full Mask, from the Paul Bearer era. I guess this is like kind of original Kane at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just paint a rainbow over the red parts. So, oh man, thank you internet for all of that.
And real quick, there is someone on TikTok who responds to Glenn Jacobs' tweets as if he was in the Kane character, or not in Kane character, but as if he's Kane. It's like, well, I think we should have. Oh, really? Did you think that when you choke slammed your brother into the casket?
I don't want to follow Glenn Jacobs, but damn it, I
No.
might have to follow Glenn Jacobs.
No, you don't have to.
No,
Don't
he's
follow.
no,
don't.
no,
He's
no.
a libertarian, is that right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sort.
yeah,
You can say libertarian.
Okay,
That's
okay.
fine.
sure, yeah.
I knew he was one of
Sure.
those alt.
He's a- Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Really?
politics in wrestling.
Guys, we
Let's
got,
go.
a couple weeks of this shit, and then we'll have new shit.
Exactly.
But at least this
Okay.
version of shit.
Well, real quick.
Yes.
What I learned.
What'd you learn? Take me out of this rat hole.
I learned that Jey Uso eats
Eat.
all the food at Waffle House.
course he does.
Whoa.
Someone asked him what his order was, and he started off, I got 3 things of hash browns. I got, a couple things of eggs. I got 3 or 4 lemonades to drink. He gave this, it's like the entire menu. And then he said, oh, he didn't even ask me what my kids eat. I mean, it had to be what he ate was 3,000 calories in one meal.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, you could just imagine him sitting down and the entire table being taken up with this food order.
Eat. Eats.
Eats.
Sorg. Hey,
Yes.
Sorg.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry, I had an idea for a chat policy I wanted to post, and I got to talk to Riz about automating it. But anyways, that's for Patreon.
Hey, Sorg. What did you learn?
Well, I learned. Geez, I went to AEW last week and ran into some friends. Oh my God, I feel so bad. When you see me in public, I feel like I'm that guy that you run into and acts like an asshole. I don't know. I just I was seeing everybody, and I was not. We talked about this, how I'm not social when I'm not behind this microphone, right? In public.
I hate talking. So
Yeah.
much.
I get. You ever been like having one of those days where you're just like go out places and you're just like, I don't know how to like function around people right now. And unfortunately that happened at a wrestling show last week. So I'm just like, oh no, I'm seeing everybody and I kind of don't know how to handle it right now. I like these people, but I kind of don't know how to handle it right now. So that was I was like, oh, this is one of those where I'm just gonna go in and not really see anybody, and that's gonna be okay. And then it was like, oh God, everybody is here, and I actually kind of want to talk to them, but I actually don't have anything to say. Oh no. Yeah, the social anxiety was real until I got to, and I was having a tough time. It just been a spot I've been in lately, and I was having a really tough time, and kind of was like, oh no, why am I here? What am I doing? Until we got the Ricochet and Will Ospreay. The 2 injuries we witnessed in front of us didn't help. Anyways, no, it was just like, oh right, this is what makes me feel better about things, right? So it kind of reaffirmed that, in just dealing with certain things, it's just like, oh yeah, no, the wrestling is the reason why I'm here. And that's why, things like we do the Thursday nights, and why I think it's been working is much like doing this show every Tuesday, no matter what's going on. And I kind of feel a little bit better afterwards. Every Thursday, for the most part, I kind of feel a little bit better afterwards, because for me, I like building the set, doing the thing, bell to bell, first bell, last bell kind of situation. And that is the sweet spot for me. That's where I come alive a little bit and get some energy, and sometimes, or even going to something and say, oh my God, I'm watching, Ospreay and Ricochet, and all the craziness there. And that show was amazing. It was really tough to watch the extra hour and a half afterwards, that Daniel Bryan match, because man, the other side thing that I learned, and I was thinking about this today, it felt like it took them forever to turn over the show from Dynamite to Rampage and get those started. And then they had to turn it back over to be Ring of Honor again for the main event, with Jay and Jey Uso and Briscoe. Yes, I confused the Usos and the Briscoes. That's where I'm at right now. Fuck. It takes them a while to turn those over, and that seems weird to me, because I remember, and we can talk about these other things WWE does better in production than AEW because they're a company that can fucking do whatever they want. I remember SmackDown being live on the USA Network on Tuesdays and turning straight over to 205 Live, where at that some point, like they changed the set, changed the curtain, changed everything. May have even changed the mat. I think maybe had a logo in the corner if I'm not mistaken.
It was
and
in the beginning. I think
retaped
it was purple.
the entire ropes to a different color.
Yeah,
and that just like was always astonishing to me to watch that process, you know, and watch week to week. And you're just like, I mean, there's some cover ups and give themselves a minute, but they fucking go. And I don't know, but it was a lot. It was a lot of fun in between. Justin Roberts for some reason we started chanting for one of the ring crew guys, Bob. We did it like 5 times, like all night, or every time they sang to crew, like when Tony was going on his time cop ramp. Also, time cop I learned about. Have you heard about time cop? What he does?
No.
Okay, because you've
I've
probably
heard
seen
of
you've seen
Time
the
Cop.
tweets, you've seen the memes, right? Where he buys every VHS copy and Laserdisc, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "Well, now you had a great Dynamite, but next you're going to see Rampage, and Rampage's going to be on Friday on TNT." This is my Tony. This is my Tony. I'm trying to match his energy, and which means you're here watching it, but you're also going to be in Pittsburgh with you guys on Friday. And you're going to be there too. Just like, and the poster goes up on the screen, Time Cop. Yes. And then I looked back. I did some research because they always say do your own research. And damn it, I did, because this has got me. That's why I fell asleep if you watch the Patreon on Awesome Cast with ChatGPT watching Time Cop, and some really weird things happened. Anyways, he's been doing this for a while. Since like May, I think, or April. There's another one during the Olympics where he's like, "Hey, I'm having a really great time here in Paris, but I'm going to time cop to like Louisville, Kentucky for Rampage tonight." So, damn it. I heard that apparently I missed the part where we were time copying Ring of Honor to the next night because I didn't know what week they were going to be for. But I understand they did do the time cop thing about Ring of Honor for the next week that they were taping Thursday at Collision in Toledo. Shout outs to Hardcam Frio. That was apparently like right up front or something like that. So I got man, I didn't look for him enough. That's for sure. When I watched it, I was tired. But anyways, yeah. So that's some of what I learned there. So, and Podner put his AI voice to person summary of last week's show. Oh no, you did the Notebook LM thing? Oh no, I just listened to a podcast where they tried doing that. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. I guess I'm going to do this quick Patreon for this rock video here, which will probably
and Sorg,
Yes.
real quick. Getting serious. Just because there's so many wrestlers who live in Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts going out to them as the hurricane hits tomorrow evening. It sounds like it sounds like it's shifted south a little bit, so it's not going right through Tampa Bay and over Orlando. It's going just to south, 60-70 miles. But hopefully, if you could get out or get to higher ground, hopefully people have done that. And just be careful because this is
Yeah.
big one. Yep. Also, bring it back in to the outro, guys. If you're here this weekend, oh wait, I know this is for next week actually, but I'm going to give a shout because I didn't earlier. World Series of 880 World Series is happening on the 19th. Penn Brewery here in Pittsburgh. If you want to go check that out, that'll be live streaming as well. Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to be looking at the space here on Friday to make sure. But yeah, you should be streaming. I've streamed something else there before. I don't know why I put a question mark on that. Like, we're not going to do it. It's like, I don't know why. Anyways, I'm tired. I got to get out of here. Thank you, Riz, and thank you, Dave Podner, both for staying up with me tonight.
Yes.
Let's not do this anytime soon. Not this version of this.
No.
Next week, Emily Fear actually will be joining us. The week after that, we should have Joe Dombrowski joining us. And then we're going to do our Halloween special There's no plan for that yet.
Okay, I was gonna say,
should we have a spooky
Is that what's
wrestler? Maybe I
happening?
can get Danhausen to come on. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't think I can afford Danhausen on this show. Anyway,
Christian Noir on here.
what's that?
Kate Noir.
Getting what?
Noir.
Noir?
Christian Noir.
You know, we haven't talked to Noir for a while. Yeah, we can get our spooky wrestlers back on. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Check you guys out next week. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.